the day I lost you.
I will say, when it comes down to Devil's a Part-Timer, I was planning to do review videos on it when they came out and stuff. I made the crucial error of forgetting when it came out. So now that I'm slowly catching up, I do want to make these review videos because honestly, I do enjoy the show. Season 1 was such a delight with its comedy, some of the action, world building, and interaction with the characters that make me laugh so hard I wanna die from laughter. So join me today as we go through episodes 1 and 2 in this video. When it comes down to this season, for sure, it starts off with a reminder of how things sort of started off in season 1, the whole battle between Mao and Yusa, but it adds a few other things, such as the aftermath of that conflict. So the humans are basically killing all the demons and stuff. And then this one angel-looking chick-ish, or mystery chick as I'd call her, goes into the throne room of our protagonist and creates the apple that comes in later on, because it's too obvious of a connection. But when we return with our characters, I kid you not, it has been years since season 1 ended, and this season starts off as if everything is still continuing. No need to reintroduce the characters. Their acting together is on point. Mao is very calm and collected. His buddy, Ashia, just kind of losing his mind like always. And then Lucifer just being there, the shut-in neat. Those three have quite the dynamic. It's actually pretty funny. You got the crazy energy one, the normal calm vibes one, and the lazy one. All three in one pack. Then we have Yusa, the sort of ally, sometimes enemy, depending on the day character. The tsundere one. That's definitely fun to watch, especially when she interacts with mainly Mao being the most hostile towards, and somewhat being respectful with Ashia to a degree. And then there's Susanoo, just being calm, collected, basically being the neighbor who tried to kill them in the last season. Well, he's still trying to kill them, I guess, if given the chance. But also their friend. It's such an odd dynamic that it's almost funny. But when it comes down to what's going on, it's just basically a typical slice of life-esque kind of thing. Basically, Emmy is basically showing off that she has better living than the guys. And then we see Mao at work. And then we see the angel one, which I have forgotten his name since it's been a while. Just the threat from the second half of the first season. Seeing him expand, if that's the kindest way of putting it, caught me off guard. Because I'll be honest, I have read the manga and stuff. I'm aware of things that happen. It had been a while, so when I saw him again, I'm like, oh, that's right, he gets a bit big, if you know what I mean. And his romantic with the with the McRonald manager is always fun, especially how she hates it. But yeah, it's just basically shenanigans for the most part. Ashura teaching Lucifer how to clean, basically, yelling at him. Sounds about right. And then Lucifer fighting against a literal cockroach. Like, all of them are being thwarted by a cockroach. It's hilarious. And then comes the more funny part. Once Mao comes back from work with Chiho. Right, I almost forgot. Chiho is such a delight. Do I like the character? She's fine. But whenever she goes into jealous mode is when I completely find her just ironically funny. But it's whenever they return back and it's like afternoon, heading towards nighttime. The biggest insult to ever tell a character, especially tsundere, is that they're flat-chested. Considering that both Em and Susanoo are around the same size of near flat-chested-esque. So yeah, Mao, you made the wrong choice of insulting that specifically, because yeah, you're already on the chopping block already. So that obviously pissed off Emmy. And then the giant apple that I mentioned earlier comes into play, saves Mao, has two hands appear, which, by the way, in the manga, the apple literally starts chasing after Emmy. And then it's revealed to be the baby known as Alaramus, which, by the way, I know it's mostly sometimes on sub for most of this, but I have watched it in dub. And as I say, the voice acting for both is just phenomenal, but it's so cute. It's super cute how she speaks.
I'm Alice Ramus. Yeah, I'm Alice Ramus.
Anyway, yes, they learn about Alice Ramus' name. Then they ask her, well, considering that she's magic, she's from the other world. And yeah, they asked who her parents are, who basically brought her and such. The funniest thing is just literally her saying this.
Dada is Satan!
Awesome! Your dada is Satan.
And then just Mao taking a few seconds to pause before realizing, oh, wait, what? And then obviously when we find out who she points as the mother, it obviously is unironically Emi Yusa. And we know how, even before that, everyone's freaking out. Mainly Ashua and Chico. Chico is obviously the most obvious one to freak the hell out, considering all of her freakouts for anything related to Mao possibly having either an ex or love interest. Just freaks her the hell out, and that always makes me laugh. But as Susanoo puts it,
Either the child is a liar, or you have some explaining to do.
and yeah, that's episode 1, quite literally, shenanigans ensue, and it is just hilarious. But episode 2 just brings this on to a whole other level. Episode 2 continues this off with our character still handling the whole baby situation. Emmy does not want to be the mother, which causes the baby to obviously be, well, crying. But eventually she gives in, and she has a soft spot. It's just, as stated, she's a tsundere. So, you know, colder outer shell, warmth inside. But considering that she's doing this, then it does put into perspective that we'll get to see more of Emmy and Mao having to forcibly work together, because now they have a child to take care of together, which I would assume she hates that implication the most. And obviously Chico showing a bit of jealousy and all, which is always funny to watch. And then after this, it definitely goes into how Asua and Lucifer is not going to do shit. He's just going to be a shut-in. But Asua kind of just struggles to take care of the baby because, I mean, he called it a monster. And it's funny because you'd assume he could take care of things, considering he's able to take care of Mao and of Lucy. And yeah, a baby is probably too much for him, which is where Chico comes in. We get to see her in archery, actually, a bit. The big problem with season 1, the intro shows like her ability of being an archer or in the archery club, but nothing of it during the season, which is a big hindrance to the opening, which is super cool. But that is besides the point. We get to see her in the archery, not doing it yet, like shooting arrows and stuff, but talking to one of her friends from there, which is interesting. Build a little more of the world using Chico as the build-up, because she's the human, the main human out of the group. But yeah, she goes, helps get baby stuff for Asua, and as well as Susanoo bringing food, Lucifer wanting some, but as Asua does, he doesn't want him to basically freeload, so it's hilarious.
Quiet! Be gone, you freeloader!
There's something I actually want to point out. There was a chat between Chico and Asui that I know I'm probably butchering the name. It's just I can't remember his name for the life of me. I'm just gonna call him Mao's assistant, or yeah, the general. Anyway, during their conversation, Chico's basically expressing how she wants to get knocked up by Mao and have to deal with the baby stuff with Mao. So, it's just the typical stuff of what she wants with Mao. Anyway, so it's funny that even Ashura is like, what are you talking about? So it's like, no, never mind. That's my own thoughts. It's just funny kind of seeing that. But we get to see Emmy and her friend, which I actually don't know the name, which I'll have it here. Her Emmy's friend's name. Like, they're just doing their work. So it's funny that Emmy has a job in call center while Mao has a job in the food service. Kind of interesting, no? But we do get to see a bit of her just kind of chatting what the situation is, basically telling someone else without the complete context, which leads to a lot of shenanigans. But I do want to backtrack because I just remembered something. Chiho and Susanoo do talk with Alice, and yeah, she makes the two just blush, especially Susanoo. And it is just so cute seeing this side of Susanoo, just the kinder, warm side of her, not the crazy ass thing we saw in season 1. But it is just very something to note on. They do take the baby out, and they happen to go into McRonald. Now, obviously, shenanigans ensue. Mao freaks the hell out because a baby is calling him dad or papa while he's at work, while also Chiho's holding the baby. So let's just say you're just someone who's eating, you see this high schooler and what looks like an adult. The implications are there. And even the the manager notices this. And the best thing is this scene right here broke my laugh meter to the highest level.
Hello, Ma.
Oh, balls!
Is the fry grease making me hallucinate? Or did the girl she's holding call you Dada? Feel free to correct me if I misheard her. Well, Ma?
No, you heard right!
Yeah, so of course she's scary. They have a talk, and she does make a note that they're a lot more mature. Sadao is more or less, he's kind of indifferent about it because, he's not human. He wouldn't understand the concepts. Jiho, she's mature-ish when she's not going into jealous mode. But it does bring something up that season 1 left off in terms of, character arcs or relationship arcs, I guess. And is that Mao has not responded to Chiho's love confession. And it's not through his own fault. I will say, he's someone who doesn't understand human emotion. Hell, he thought she was crying because she was sad or was insulted. But there are times when some of us are so happy we do cry tears of joy. So, it's interesting seeing Mao learning this stuff. But what makes it interesting is the fact that he's learning how to be a human to a degree. So we're getting Mao's development into just humanhood. Although all of season 1 and obviously this tidbits of season 2, you see that he does care for people. When it comes down to love, it is the one most mystery emotion, which I will agree, even in real life, love is just such a mystery. But before we move on to the next scene, I do want to make another note, is that our angel boy, or I guess angel chub, he sees the manager holding a baby and it just completely freaks out. So it's almost just as funny as Chiho. It's just Chiho has just ridiculously more amount of freakouts than him, so there's definitely that. But moving on, Emmy got the tickets for the amusement park, as well as Mao got it from, his work area. So they both obviously now have enough for a lot of people. And you definitely have what the next episode is going to be, is taking Alice to the amusement park, actually bonding with her and having her have a good time. That would be the next arc with Emmy's friend. We have Chiho, we have Ashura. Those three are going to follow Emmy, Mao, and Alice into the amusement park. So obviously they're going to follow them. So basically some spying ensuing. While during this events, it seems like the angels have found something. So they're obviously heading towards Earth, which Lucifer sensed it because he was able to sense something that was off. Now, what do I think about season 2? Yes, I know it's like an 8th episodes in the sub, 5 to 6, depending on when this comes out. In the dub, I am behind. I get it. But guess what? I will review it. I do like the show. It is quite the treat of just ridiculous comedy, and I do like some good isekai, and this is a reverse isekai, so it's interesting talking about this. Anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed this this late review. I mean, better late than never, but I will try to catch up. Hopefully I'm able to do just one episode at a time at some point, because it is a lot to do it with 2 episodes. But anyway, this is Moon Winter, and I'm signing up. Peace.